We're now at version 7.2 of Solution Manager. We've been there for about a year now, but we really believe that the objectives of Solution Manager remains the same. It's to provide that central platform, that single source of the truth, to help organizations plan for, prepare, design, and deploy SAP projects. Now, obviously, things are a little bit different, much more complex. The landscapes are much more complex. We've got teams working in different geographies. We've got cloud, hybrid, on-premise. So we need tools and content in order to optimize and facilitate that. So that's the platform that Solution Manager is. So now with 7.2, we've got much more many more opportunities to facilitate this with the business as opposed to disrupt the business. So we can bring in activate content, we can bring in best practices content to Solution Manager, tailor that, and then feed that back to the business with new tools like the graphical business process modeler. So it's a much better way to streamline these implementations without disrupting any ongoing initiatives or current activities. Yeah, I mean, we could probably talk all day long about what our customers are impressed with and what we're impressed with, just because there are so many new innovations in Solution Manager 7.2. But I think, on its face, the second you open up Solution Manager 7.2 and you log in, you're greeted with brand new user experience, across mostly all the modules. I mean, probably most significant is the UI5 capabilities for solution documentation, for the dashboarding. SAP Fiori has now progressed to Solution Manager, so really we don't have much of a need for end users or administrators to be exposed to the GUI transactions. We've got a much better performing user experience across all of the scenarios. And if we look back to Solar 01 and Solar 02, that SAP GUI interface, we don't have to use that anymore. We've got much better performance with UI5, much more flexibility, and it's a lot easier on the eyes as well. So, I mean, just on its face, I think that's one of the most impressive things. Also, there's a lot of new innovations and enhancements across DevOps and application operations. So, a couple examples of that. We've got a brand new requirements management scenario in Solution Manager. So that's something that we as partners and customers have been asking for a long time. Before, we've had to create workarounds or offline processes or kind of figure out how to do it. And now that's a fully baked in capability in Solution Manager. Another example would be a full-fledged release planning and release management scenario that aligns very closely with Charm. So we were able to strategically define, set milestones and dates for major releases, subsequent minor releases. So better planning capabilities and control that uses all of the great transport logistics that Charm offers. So those are just a couple examples of things that we find impressive, our customers find impressive. And as far as what they're implementing, Charm is always probably our most popular scenario in Solution Manager, just because now, even more than ever, you're not going to find a transport tool, a change management tool that does the things that Charm does. Also, the test suite is now, we have capability for full automation with a test suite, so we can execute scripts, we can enable defects in ITSM, so it's really a full end-to-end test management tool. And I will say one more thing that we're really busy with is the third-party integration between Solution Manager and enterprise ticketing tools such as ServiceNow, such as Remedies, such as Jira. Yeah, and one thing I'll add, before I share my advice is that, as you probably know, mainstream maintenance for Solution Manager 7.1 is expiring at the end of the year. So that's essentially standard support goes away, and in 2018, customer-specific maintenance kicks in. So that's not to say that SAP is abandoning you, that you're not getting support. All it means is that new innovations are not going to be offered on 7.1. So no new enhancements, no new innovations, no new notes. Your customer-specific stuff, that continues to be supported through standard support, but mainstream maintenance ends. So that's the first thing I'll add. So that being said, we've got a lot of customers kind of rushing to go to 7.2. But we hope that customers are rushing to 7.2 because they want to take advantage of the capabilities, not because of the maintenance ending. So that's one piece of advice. The other piece of advice is, whether to upgrade or do a new install. And that really depends on the customer's current requirements and what they're doing in Solution Manager today. So if they're doing heavy solution documentation, heavy test management, heavy business process monitoring, there's a lot of content and configuration that needs to be preserved. In that case, they would go with an upgrade. If they've done some Solution Manager stuff, maybe they've got a lot of projects, solutions, abandoned some functionality, dev doesn't match prod, you've got a lot of clutter in those systems, those organizations would be good candidates for a new implementation of SAP Solution Manager 7.2. So it's really my advice on migrating to 7.2. Finally, I think the last piece of advice is, when customers get to 7.2, what do they do with it? So my advice there would be, engage some help to get a roadmap, determine some low-hanging fruit, high priority, and then also discuss that long-term roadmap as well. And really drive to implement things in Solution Manager that are going to help you with a pain point and resolve struggles within the IT organization or the business.